Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T95E6. It's the Tier 10 Premium Medium Tank or Reward Tank, and this one's located on the north spawn of Cliff under the command of Awppenheimer. Battle started. In actual fact, it's not an E5, it's a T95E6. I should get it right. It's got a horrible carbuncle cupola with a machine gun there on top, which is a bit of a weak point, but this is an interesting tank nonetheless. And we've seen Awppenheimer play this one before. I don't know if you remember that game. If you do, it's probably, or if you haven't seen it, it's in his playlist. It was a game on Mountain Pass. Okay, well, we've spotted some enemy, and there's a Sheridan up ahead of us. Go for a manual shot. Yes, he got one in. Now, it's a 120mm gun. It's got 400 alpha, and normally it's got a reload speed of 8 seconds, but Awppenheimer's got it down to 6.09, and that's going to make all the difference. Oh, got one shot into that object. 140, 363, low roll. Trying for another. Yes, gets it in, but it's another low roll. 376. Okay, we've got an IS-7 and an M4. Is that 49? The other side? 50? No, M454. Okay, needs to be careful with these ones. He's a medium up against heavy tanks, and he managed to bounce the return shot. So he saved himself 490 hit points there. Puts another round right up the ass of that IS-7. And another round goes in, but this time a low roll, 366, and he can't stop the IS-7 from hitting him. And that time round, 550 hit points lost. So he can't afford to keep losing and trading with that IS-7. He's pulled back a bit, and I think that's probably the best thing to do for the moment. In fact, the IS-7 has actually been taken out. Now, this is a rather good position to be in if you're actually taking shots at the enemy if they happen to be down at the next mountain. But problem is that you can be hit by Arty there. But there's no Arty in this game, so obviously he can use that position with impunity. You can see where the IS-7 round went in, right through the front plate. Well, we've got a T94E1 just been taken out. We're following an M103. And I think, is there an an AMX 13105's come down off the cliff. And, oh, it looks like he's in a bit of a precarious state. Puts a round into the M454. 493, that's a high roll. Goes for the Type 5 Heavy. Yes, got one in. 435. They're difficult to get penetration on, but I've seen Awppenheimer do it before, and he's using the heat hammer, which he needs to use under these circumstances. Fires another one in and gets another pen. Pick the right spot. He fires it in. He gets an average roll, 400. This time it was on the Skoda T50. There's so many of those enemy tanks around there. Now he's going to try and catch them in a bit of a crossfire, because he's going to be firing from one direction and his teammates are going from a different one altogether. Going for the Type 5 Heavy. He can separate their fire. Fires one in, gets a hit. Type 5 Heavy. Low roll though. Going up again. And another hit. I think he's a one-shot. Is he a one-shot? So difficult to tell when the tanks are close together like that. Couldn't see them there. Nobody was spotting them. He couldn't see them either because they were actually amongst the trees. Excuse me. He's just holding for a second because he needs to see the targets before he can shoot at them. There's the Type 5. And yes, it's a he's a two shot at least. Oh, he's hiding behind the rock. That's why we couldn't see him. He was actually round the corner. The Martian's gone round, found him. That round didn't go through. Still firing the heat ammo. We can only just see the outline. Note that one didn't work either. He has to be careful because otherwise he is going to be visible to the enemy down to the south. And yes, he does get a hit there. 368. One more. Oh, Type 5 has gone. T49. Can you get a shot into that one? Yes, he does get a hit. 393. Unfortunately, we lost our Martian there. Just wants to try and get a different angle on that T49. And we've been spotted. Oh, and this is what I feared. He's going to get shot from the south because he was spotted and he's in the open. And that Conqueror off to the south, well, he's going to reload any second and try another shot. So we just need to get out of sight of him for the moment. You can see that round went through the bustle. And the bustle's normally where the ammo's stored. At least on a lot of heavy tanks it has been in the past. On an auto reloader, that's where the mechanism will be. But there's the standard B, puts a nice round through him. Low roll 387. Standard B's just, you know, the cliff top overlooking our cap area. He's hiding behind the rock though. Waffenträger auf Panzervier, a little further down from him. Can't see him at the moment, but we know he's there because he's being proxy spotted by the Centurion 7-1. Just can't get sight of that standard B yet. Unfortunately, we've lost the 7-1 and we are 3 tanks down on the enemy now. Awppenheimer's going to have to move up if he's going to have to spot these himself. He can't proxy spot. There's the Waffenträger. Oh, it didn't go through. I think it went underneath the gun shield. Missed the tank destroyer altogether. That one didn't. That one went in. And he's using the standard AP now. Took a round from the Waffenträger. Oh, but gets him on the next shot. Now, still using the standard AP. Going for the standard B. Gets one in. 373, but he did take a round in return for 382. He is now on critical hit points. 327. That standard B's got that auto loader, so auto reloader I should say. So at this moment he is probably reloading a full clip ready for the moment that Awppenheimer comes into view. You can see the amount of damage to the front of Awppenheimer's tank. Yeah, he has been hit more than a few times. Of course these mods show where the shots were, and you can see that, well, it's basically 2 shots on the front, because although it looks like there's one that went in at an angle, yes, there's one that went in that angle and 2 on the front area. He's just trying to position himself. Can't see that standard B. The enemy's not trying to make a move on the cap area because a Strip 103B and a Waffenträger are protecting that area. They do have somebody right up on top of the cliff as well. The M454 went up the cliff, up the lighthouse rather, but he's not trying to have a go at Awppenheimer yet. Well, it looks like a T49 and Object 140 are coming around this way. The E50's fired his HE round, and okay, round comes the enemy. We took a round from a T49. We are now on critical. Yes, we are well critical. 87 hit points is all we have left. E100's coming back, receiving fire. We're popping forward, put one in. We get a hit on the Object 140. 405, we tracked him as well. One more shot. Oh, it's the T49. Ow, that hurts. Got hit by the T49. The E100's down. There's only 3 left on our team against 6 of the enemy. I think they have the advantage. Only 2 left now. It's the Strip 103B and of course the Waffenträger. Well, they're doing as much as they can, but this is going to be a very difficult task. All we can say at the moment is that Awppenheimer managed to get at least 8,000 hit points of damage and a win 8, possibly around the 7979 mark. So he did do a lot of effort during this game. He carried the team as much as he could. Of course, as you saw, oh, Waffenträger's on fire. Ouch. As you saw, he was putting the punishment on that Type 5 heavy. He was whittling down the health on those enemy heavies and tanks that were hiding around the corner. Oh, and the Strip takes out the standard B. Although, of course, Awppenheimer did most of the damage on that tank. Now there's no Arty to hit the strip, so he's not being hit by that, but he is being hit by that E4 further down the valley. And he's firing at the E4 but not getting much effect. Here we come. This will probably be the end of the game. Or will it? No, he missed it. So the Striv's carrying on putting the punishment on the E4, but he's got below that ridge line. He's firing the rounds in as much as he can. The E4's fluffed it again. Oh, but the Striv does taken out. He was hit and killed by the Conqueror who came up the other side. So it is defeat, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's the first class tanker for Awppenheimer in the T95E6. He got a duelist, fire for effect and a bruiser out of the minor medals, and he picked up the high caliber in the game for doing the most damage, and his win rate was actually 7580 during that game. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go, right at the top of the table, 8,389 hit points of damage he actually did, which is far higher than the T110E4 did 5,176 high score on the enemy team, and the next high score after that was the AMX M454 with 3,700. When it came to kills, though, unfortunately, there were 4 members of the enemy team managed to get 3 kills apiece. The E4, the T49 who killed Awppenheimer, who picked up a Orlix medal, and the Standard B also got 3. He picked up a Leverslaves medal and the Conqueror, of course. When it came to base XP, it was in fact the T49 who got the highest amount, 1,181 to him, 989 to the E4 and 975 to the Standard B. Awppenheimer managed to get 688 out of that one. Let's have a look at the detail report. He fired 29 rounds during that game. He got 24 direct hits, 22 penetrations, did use the right ammo for the right circumstances, damage of 8,389 hit points, all of it at close range. He received 7 hits from the enemy, 6 penetrations, 1 non-penetration. It goes to show that the T95E6 doesn't really have that great armor, and of course it does have some pretty obvious weak spots, but I think that also that the enemy were firing the right ammo at him as well. He blocked damage of 490 hit points. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance of 58 hit points. On the credit side, on a premium count, he earned 96,810 credits, got 6,570 credits because he got an epic medal in a losing team, so his total came to 103,380 credits. But after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he actually suffered a loss, a small loss, but 19,030 credits overall. He picked up 2 bonds for getting the high caliber at tier 10. And he also earned 1,032 XP, 583 for Courageous Resistance, and 81 XP because this is a premium vehicle. Took home 1,696 for that battle. So good try. He did try to carry it. He did as much as he could, but unfortunately in the end there was more than one tank coming around that corner, and the E3 pulled, the E100 pulled back because he couldn't survive any longer, and the T49 got a very lucky shot in to take Awppenheimer out the game. And in fact, actually, I think the lucky shot more than anything was from the shot that he received from the waffle tractor and the Standard B, that when he poked around the corner to poke around that rock to try and shoot them, and they managed to get enough into him to actually make him vulnerable to the T49 and the others. Well, it was a good game all the same, and shows that this tank is quite capable if you've got the right knowledge and if you've got the right skill. And Awppenheimer has plenty of that because obviously he's shown his Super Unicum standard. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.